Hello, and welcome to another 5-minute Vampire the Masquerade plot session. This time round, we will be exploring the mysteries of what happens when you mix the Ravnos, the Assamites, with, of course, the good old Lasombra. Right, I really haven't made it easy for myself this time round, have I? Reset and start. Right, Lasombra is Sabbath. I don't really like the Sabbath, but let's go with it. And the Assamites are always hard to work into any plot there. Okay. Let's start with that. When the Assamites, some of the Assamites joined the Camarilla, when the Urshulgi is returned, some of them no doubt stayed or joined the Sabbath, so there would definitely be Assamites in the Sabbath, probably some low-level ones as well, so we can work with that. So Assamites and Lasombra in a Sabbath city, not hard to get. And into this, let's make the players mid-ranking sort of thing, maybe bishops, so having a certain amount of influence, but not strong decision-making powers. And into this, a group of Ravnos arrive. And I'd make one of the players pretty much a neonate Ravnos. And he arrives with two elder Ravnos who are quite a lot older than them. And the excuse or the story is that the Ravnos, as a clan, are expressing interest in joining the Sabbath on, allegedly, similarities of outlook, or they're at least dangling this suggestion in front of the Sabbath. And the Sabbath is wondering, well, everybody's wondering how to deal with this offer, and is it genuine? Now, it's recognized that one of the Ravnos, say the second Ravnos there, is someone that has been wronged quite badly in this city before, but he now claims that everything is fine, bygones be bygones, and that actually it's because of that experience that he has been chosen to deal with these negotiations. Everybody is presumably cagey. Is this sort of another version of the treatment? Can you trust Ravnos? But the rewards are huge. If they come over to the Sabbath side, the Camarilla will get quite a surprise coming their way. So there are negotiations going on, sort of at the higher levels. So I'd imagine the Lasombra and Assamite players as bishops, they partially get to determine the Sabbath's response. Not to a huge extent, but to some extent. They're investigating, they're trying to figure out what's going on. And it's hard for them to get access to the higher up Ravnos, but there's the lower down Ravnos, the sort of practically neonate, who's another player, who is free, wandering around in the city and interacting with the Sabbath, getting to learn about the Sabbath, and they get to learn about him. Now he thinks that he knows quite a lot about the negotiations or what's going on, but it's always very possible that this has been planted by the higher up Ravnos and that he's actually disposable. And yes, so the main interaction then is young Ravnos learning about what goes on in the Sabbath with these bishops who are teaching him and also trying to pump him for information. At that moment, a scission happens between the higher-up Assamites and Lasombras of the city. And it's practically all-out war. So how this happened at a moment where the players are all together. It's practically all-out war. It seems pretty obvious that this must have been caused by the Ravnos' arrival in some sense, since they're the only sort of new presence in the city, and something's changed. Yet it might not be. It might just be a coincidence. It might just be an excuse. So these Sabbaths bishops have to deal with each other, deal with whatever's going on with their higher up, and try and unmask whoever the plotter is behind it, be it the Ravnos, be it the Lasombra, or the Assamites. And if they fit, or even if they, unmask is maybe the wrong word, figure out what's happening so that they can put themselves on the right side and maybe survive for the next few nights. Okay, that's my 5-minute plot. Feel free to make use of it as little or as much as you feel like. Thanks.